hard to believe this is the same week. Earlier this week, the temperature was down in the 20s, 30s. Last week, the teens and single digits. And a lot of my plants look terrible. Some of my annuals, such as pansies and snapdragons, which usually perform well for me in the winter, they look terrible. They're mushy, but I may try to trim them back just to see if they will recover. My foxtail fern I'm looking at now is brown, but the stems are still green, so I think it will recover. It's pretty tough. My palm tree, the leaves on it have turned brown, but I'm not worried about it. It is a hardy variety. I think the sago palm is pretty hardy, so it'll make a comeback. A lot of my shrubs out in the yard look brown. Some of them will probably recover, and some of the perennials that had started coming up will probably come back, but some I know probably are toast, probably won't recover. That's life. I'm not gonna just go out with pruners and start whacking things. I'm just gonna wait until later in the winter to see how they look before I give up on them or make a determination as to whether they need pruning or not. So today I'm just going to work on the annuals and let everything else, let nature take its course. I did look at one of my hydrangeas and it looks pretty good. The buds on it that had come out still look like they have life in them, so that's a good sign. Hopefully that one, which was beautiful last year, I think it's an endless summer hydrangea, I think it will be okay. We shall see. That's life. You win some, you lose some. But I will keep planting other things and replacing as needed. So, bye-bye. These pansies and snapdragons, dianthus, were beautiful a couple weeks ago, blooming. And the 9 and 10 degree weather did a number on them. My palm was nice and green and bright, even in 20-degree weather. But the fronds are brown. I think it'll recover. It's still green. So still a lot of green in it, so I think it'll be okay. Yuck, mush. I'm going to cut all these back. The foxtail fern was growing and bright green before the freezing weather. And now look at it. This verbena was doing well with the snapdragon. And it's looking rough, but I'm not going to cut it back until later. This hawthorn, well, 2 or 3 hawthorns down in the garden took a beating. The foliage is brown. The woodland garden looks good. I love it being naked this time of year with just leaves and a few evergreens. The winter garden is not bad. It's not as beautiful as it was in its full glory during the summer and spring, but it's still a very peaceful and relaxing place. My veggies, mostly lettuces, arugula, leaf lettuce, collard greens, they all took a beating. too bad. I think the collards might be okay if I cut them back. And some of the herbs, some of the really tough herbs, like the oregano and the sage and things of that nature. The rosemary looks rough. I have several rosemary plants in containers and in the ground. Like I said earlier, it's usually evergreen, even through our normal winters, but this cold snap really did a number on them. Here's a closer view of the hawthorns. They look rough. I hope they bloom this spring. Another rosemary plant that looks rough. And wow, look at that. Wow, the name of this plant escapes me. I know it well. I just can't think of the name of it, but it's usually pretty hardy, and it's brown. I know it's not dead, so it'll recover. It's some Mahonia, that's what it is. It'll recover. The agave. Wow, this thing is so hardy, nothing can kill it. Don't get close to it, it'll tear you up. The lamb's ears look like a pile of mush, but I know they'll come back. But it's still beautiful out in the bare bones garden in the winter time. Every season has beauty. This gardenia looks fried. But it has done this before, even with warmer weather. It always recovers. I can still see some green in it, so not giving up on it. The roses were green before, and now they are brown, but they're hardy. They'll be okay. This massive rosemary bush that hangs over my retaining wall was always beautiful and green throughout the winter. Now it's just a big hunk of brown foliage. I know I'll probably have to cut it way back. Hopefully it'll come back and be pretty as usual. These color guard yuccas never disappoint. They're pretty and green through the coldest winter. Also, the nandinas are always gorgeous this time of year. Pretty soon we will cut back the pampas grass, the perennial grasses. Still have Christmas decor up, but that will be taken down tomorrow. Like I said, it's gonna be 70 degrees today. This is crazy. So I took the opportunity to bring a couple of my potted lemon trees out of the garage so they can get some sunshine and fresh air. One of them lost all its leaves, as you can see, but it's putting on new leaves, so I think it's fine. It just needs to be outside. The other little lemon tree, and I grew both these from seeds from Meyer lemon seeds that I bought at Whole Foods. I bought the lemons at Whole Foods and harvested the seeds and sprouted them maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. They're growing well. We'll see what the rest of the winter has in store for us, but I will take it a day at a time, take it as it comes to me, and make adjustments as needed.